Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM23 Lions. This is episode 14. We're at the tour of Oman and our only climb of the first stage. Josh De Villiers in the breakaway today. Everybody else setting up for the logical sprint at the end of the race. For now, we have a 3-minute advantage that this group is maintaining decently well, but how long can the three of them hold on? It would certainly guarantee a stage podium if the breakaway were to hold on today, but they are starting to back off just a little bit, which is worrying that the two of them are getting a bit tired. They pushed too hard for too long. Wow, I tried not to push quite that hard with De Villiers, just enough to contribute. I pushed hard earlier. We did have a 5.5 minute break at one point. They might have just been saving themselves for the intermediate sprint, which I'm not worried about that. Going for the stage. But no, they're not working too hard now. 2-minute advantage over the field. 30 kilometers remaining. They are picking up that intensity now, though. But suddenly down to a minute and a half. It's like we couldn't decide who was going to lead there for a second. The gap came down pretty quick. Minute 15. And back here, let's assume that they're pushing pretty hard. 21k. You know what? He's still got a fair bit of energy. 20k to go, 1 minute. It's probably not a big enough gap, but might as well ride hard and give it a shot. Porta seems to be done. I could see why. He's a weaker rider, weaker flat rating. 41 seconds is the gap. 15k. Teams are already starting to form up. Okay, they're not working anymore, so De Villiers is going to sit up, come back to the group. He'll go to the front here as soon as we pick him up. Shimway sits up for a second, but De Villiers comes to the front. 30 seconds to that final rider and 10k to go. Shimway was nearly done, but this will give some protection to others like Samuels for a little bit longer, as De Villiers had plenty in the tank. 8k. I'm going to wait for the 8k mark here to get a Shimway going. He's actually recovering a little bit, and now we get a Shimway on the move. We can get both of these guys to the back end here. 6.4. Gels for the final guys. Not as many sprint stages here, so I didn't bring as much of a sprint team to this one. We only have one lead out rider instead of two. And as we're coming up on 3k to go, there's already a couple teams that are better placed than us. Ooh, buzz. 2.3. Molebron is not going to be much of a sprinter. So give me what your maximum speed is. Can you move forward? Can you help us out here? He can help himself out. But Arafane is miles behind him. Arafane found some space, but it's far too late for him and Gibbons. We got the lead out we needed from Molebron. Arafane couldn't follow it, so Pavel Bittner takes the stage. By the way, we are expecting both good and bad in the field from this one. The quality of sprinter throughout the field is weaker. The quality of one sprinter is significantly better. And Jonathan Milan has an 80 sprint, and he's going to be really tough to beat. Today, he didn't get the proper lead out either and ended up struggling, but, well, we did have the proper lead out, just Arafane couldn't follow. Stage 2 was another unfavorable one, so we're on to stage number 3. De Villiers in the break. Today's break has a better chance than normal, but at 3.5 minutes and it coming down already. Better chance because there's 8 riders, but the field doesn't seem to be having much of a problem trying to pull these guys back, even with some push. Meanwhile, back in the pack, let's get water one final time here, and it looks like these guys are going to need to up their effort a little bit to hang on, as we're going to have a hefty chase today. 3-minute advantage. De Villiers looking decent today, just +1. Still nobody on their fitness peak. Everybody's getting the +2s. Fitness peak is super close for 2 or 3 guys now. And here comes a big push with 46k to go. 240 the advantage. De Villiers can climb a little bit. Could be in for a podium if this group hangs on. 2.5 minutes though. They've lost half a minute in the last, 15 kilometers or something? Here goes another 15 seconds. But here's the last climb before the climb. 30k. Let's go ahead and get water. There you go. 27. These guys are blinking red as they went over that. Let's make sure we get back into position now. Minute 39. Sprint point coming up. Really don't want to be sprinting, but not much of a choice. We drop a couple riders in that attack, down to 6 now. And those guys seem to be falling back. They were pretty tired. And look who's tired now. Down to 3. That little sprint took a lot out of these guys. $12K, 13 back here. I think we need to form up our train. Those guys, no energy, plus a climb to come. They're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Gibbons, do we have a chance? No, this is a proper punchy hilltop finish. Moulin looking like our man today. Yeah, not enough gap, not enough energy left for those guys. So sitting up, waiting to see if he can contribute a little bit. Red bar is going for Arafane. But here comes De Villiers. Give him a chance to lead out for a moment. There we go. In contact. And finish sweeping up the other 2 guys that he was with just a moment ago. And he's done. Arafane helped protect the others, but we're going to have to move on here shortly. Shimway to take over with 6K. Let's go. Keep that nice position. 108 left in contact. Only 1 rider off the back. 4K. 3.5K. At the base of the climb, we're in prime position. Gibbons, 2.7. Let's go 96. Gibbons sets us up nicely there. Inside 1 kilometer. Samuels sprinting. Kudos sprinting. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And Moulin, can he finish it off? No, right hand side. There's somebody over there. You can't see it properly. And he takes the bad line. Moulin takes the bad line here. Oh, but he gets the win! He faded on the right hand side. Whoever that was number 6. That was this rider, Gregoire. Gregoire fades. Romain Gregoire went too early. Moulin gets the right lead out. Stephen Williams coming on strong late. But Henoch Moulin claims victory. And we have achieved our 2 biggest objectives of the year. We have achieved all of our first 3 objectives. And we already placed really well in that second race with a double podium, quadruple top 5 that saw us not only pick up a lot of points, but saw a very happy sponsor. Moulin could and should be leading this race right now, and we're now going to think about GC the rest of the way as we have picked up our stage victory on the second attempt. This is also a 2 pro race. Could that be a boost in popularity? He's Eritrean, right? Don't think it would be a boost for Eritrea. Popularity is already a 6 in Eritrea. I think it would take a bigger race than this one to see a boost. I don't think that will do it. No notice, no popularity boost. Smaller nation. Smaller nation might succeed with that, but Eritrea, Rwanda, South Africa would not. Their popularity is too high. Stage 4 of 6, and this one, we're having to play things different. We have the leader, the overall leader of the race right now. We're wearing the leader's jersey. Therefore, we have to contribute and help control the breakaway. It would have been 8 riders, but we controlled that to make sure it stayed 4. Those 4 currently have a 2.5 minute advantage. It was out to 4 minutes, but with help, we've been able to bring it back to Villiers. It's going to use him up. He's not going to last a whole lot longer here, but we've kept those guys well in check and have plenty of firepower left to replace de Villiers at the front and chase it the rest of the way. We've got 2 climbs to go on the day, but then it's going to end up in a sprint. Out to 244. Those guys are pushing pretty hard right now, but those 4 are going awfully deep to make that happen. It's been on the climbs where they've been gaining time. They are better climbers than flat riders. But you can see this time it's not going out. It's actually starting to come back, and they're starting to split up. And de Villiers is done, and what? Oh, Arafane. This is why I don't like putting riders in the break, because things like that happen. I didn't even see that anybody was blinking red. I'm the one controlling the pace with a 76 effort from de Villiers. Shouldn't have been dropping these guys, but here we are. Shimway. There goes de Villiers out the back. Penultimate climb right there. If we can, we want to get Arafane back in, so de Villiers here, but he's totally exhausted. Big wide road. Everybody else getting back in position. Gibbons now protected. Those 2 need to get back up to the front. We are not chasing anymore, but that gap, minute 30, that's one to keep an eye on. If we can get it back up, that's great. If not, so be it. But you can see without us setting the tempo, we're getting a couple of attacks. Bernard, Reichenbach, Pellini, last rider left from the break. Pellini certainly no longer a threat. The other 2 punchers. Punchers trying to go for it a little early, though, as we haven't reached the point of the punch just yet. Shimway nearly done. Arafane is going to have a hard time catching up on his own, as he's not much of a climber. But here he goes. Set those 2 to auto. They dropped the other rider, and those 2 are both about to get dropped. Now we focus on these guys. 2 riders, 36 seconds, 39 seconds. One of them is very tired. The other one is pretty tired. They don't have enough firepower to get away from us, so that's good. I feel like we could almost go grab a second with Mullebrun, but no. I want to see Gibbons. Hang on, Arafane. Samuel's just about hanging on here. 13K to go, but definitely we don't have a sprint train right now, but we do have our sprinter. So he has been protected. We got our 2 leaders. Arafane did not make contact, so we'll just set him to auto. Samuel's gel, 10K. Can he get back up and offer a little bit protection and a little bit of a lead out for us? 2 riders back together and 39 seconds ahead. The chase is still on. The breakaway has not been reeled in. We do not have firepower to chase, but fortunately some other teams do. These 2 need to up their effort and get up in position. 6K. Samuels is just going to give us a quick acceleration, and then Kudos is going to take over. Okay, we are well placed, and I don't know how many sprinters are going to be left for this. 3.3K. 2.8. Kudos. Sprinting without the red bar. 1.7. Mulebron. Gibbons. 1K out. Those guys got too much of a head start on us. Mulebron almost gets back up there for a podium, and Gibbons comes on too late. I could have sprinted a little bit earlier with Gibbons, but it wouldn't have made much difference. Williams, Fiorelli, Johannesson are your top three, but Mulebron's right there again, and should hang on to his overall race lead. Maybe. Williams, after winning the stage and getting the 10-second time bonus, moves into the race lead. Mulebron well placed though in second. Kudos and Samuels also in the top 14. Richard Carapaz with Pepsi, aka Epsi for the time being. Haven't adjusted that yet. I will get in and fix those sponsors at some point, but top 14 have some sort of time advantage, and then you have guys that lost time previously. So not many riders in contention on a bigger climb on the next stage, a much bigger climb on the next stage that will change the standings quite a bit. Somebody like Brenner, it's not going to be that hard to beat, but there's going to... Gregoire could certainly be a favorite. Stephen Williams could be a favorite. Blickra, he'll lose time. Bevan will lose time. And Sevenant will be part of it. Paripenter will be part of it. Tuesday's going to be out. Brenner should be in it. Verveke should be in it. And Zweihoff probably will get dropped. But we are kind of stuck with Kudos as a 73 and Mulebron as a 71. We're going to have a hard time. Probably harder than these guys. We are very close to fitness peaks. I'd really like it if one or two of these guys hit their fitness peak tomorrow and not on stage 6, which is just a sprint stage. Stage 5 will finish atop Green Mountain with an average gradient of 9.7%, a max of 14.3. It's a 6.5 kilometer climb. It's no joke for a team like us. We are very weak for this. This is 2 Pro. It's one of the first proper mountains that we've had and are expected to do something with. The breakaway, 4 riders, just 47 seconds away. They've nearly been reeled in. We've got a sprint coming up here in just a moment that a few sprinters are after. But with 13K to go, and in the climb being just short enough, I actually do want to sprint train style this one. It won't be easy for us to manage, but it should help our leaders last a little bit longer. I don't know. Do I want to do that? No. You know what? We're not going to do that. Here's what we are going to do. We're going to set an 85. Mulebron, we lucked out. We got a +5 for him and for Kudos getting a +4. Their fitness peak should be starting at the end of today, not today itself. So we actually did get a good draw. Everybody was on those +2s. All the domestiques need to gel right now. And then De Villiers, why don't you replace Gibbons for the time being, because you're looking really weak, and we'll tell Gibbons to follow our leader, which is Mulebron. 77 mountain today definitely gives us a shout, gives us a chance to hang on. We'll wait for the first kilometer or two anyway, and just kind of hang on, and then we will form up our train. 50 seconds to those front 4, so we have not pulled them back just yet. 6.5K gels for those 4 key guys. Last rider from the breakaway away, and we're at 5K. I'm going to form up my sprint train to respond to this. Otherwise, Gregoire's just going to go on and win this thing, and I don't have the guys with the firepower to necessarily respond. De Villiers is too far back. So is Samuels, for that matter. Not sure why he's so far back here, but we'll have those two scoot forward. Arafane's going to go first with the position. Ashimwe and Gibbons will go next. Then we're looking at Kudos leading out Mullabron. These two onto the tail end to at least offer some protection, and Arafane starts chasing. And he's not much of a climber, so we really do need him to go about as hard as he can manage here. And he regains contact. Now we can ease off a little bit. 4.5K. Okay, how are we doing with Samuel? Still hasn't made it. De Villiers has. He made it through. 3.6K. And we're past one of the steepest sections. Let's get a Shimway moving. 3.4K. Take a 93 here. Drop to the back. De Villiers now fading. Here comes Samuels finally. AG2R well placed, but everybody else is struggling behind with 2.5K to go. Shimway, give me a little bit more here. Let's gel up for these guys. Gibbons, not a great climber, so we'll have him take over as some teams are now coming. They're pushing. Skelmos, Gregoire. Villiers has been dropped. We're down to 86. Let's put him on auto. Get a quick look at what's going on. The field's way too thick right now, but there's Arafane. He's about to get dropped, so we'll put him on auto. Samuels did make contact. Can I get Samuels up into second position here? And a Shimway to follow behind for a moment. 1.3K. Okay, Samuels. Samuel's sprinting. Kudos. 600 meters. Leading out Mullabron. Leading him out well. I think I waited just a moment too long for Mullabron. Maybe not. Maybe not. Red bar fades, but he's got the right position. He made the right move to get ahead, but will he get the throw at the line ahead of Van Sevenant? He does not. But he does get second place and ahead of Stephen Williams. Stephen Williams gets 4 seconds also, though. So Williams, I think, will retain the jersey. Mullabron will be second. 2 seconds behind, I believe. Kudos gets fourth on the stage. If we beat Van Sevenant to the line, photo finish on that one. I thought we had him. I was about ready to celebrate there, but hey, we just handled a big climb against World Tour guys. Did well. Ooh, we also got time gaps over others. Kudos in fourth has an 8-second gap over Jan Hurt. Samuels was at 21 down and then 25 to this group. So the new GC is Williams on top by 4 seconds. It should have only been 2. If we gained 6 and he gained 4, I'm not sure where we didn't gain any time on him. We must have been 6 seconds behind. I thought we were only 4. Anyway, Van Sevenant moves into third place. Kudos moves into fourth. So we have a second and fourth place with a sprint stage to come, which should not see a change. Samuels is 11th, just missing out on a top 10, but that's going to be really good points. Gibbons, by the way, is still just 58 seconds down in 20th. Mullabron is second in the points, 5th in the mountain. Mason is third. Mason Samuels third in the under 25s. And we are second as a team behind Soudal Quickstep, ahead of AG2R, ahead of Pepsi, ahead of DSM, Arkea Samsic. That's really good. Israel Premier Tech all the way down, 7 minutes behind. Bahrain Victorious, 7.5. Astana, 9 minutes. UAE, 10. This entire field is almost 100% either World Tour or Continental Pro teams. For us to come in and take second, pretty awesome. Quick Sim on the final stage sees our other top 5 rider, Kudos, withdraw from the race, meaning he's picked up an injury. See just how far down the standings De Villiers was. It does move Samuels into 10th position. Molebron keeps his second. We lose some points and we lose a key rider for a little while. But the good news was we had 3 big objectives in a row, and that was the end of it. We've gotten through it. We're going to be very, very happy sponsor confidence wise. But what's the damage on Kudos? That was our biggest objective of the year, 4 stars, and we get the success. We also pick up a leader's jersey plus, a climber's jersey plus, and a double plus for a top 3. We pick up 4 pluses, 6 overall over our 2 main objectives of the year. That is going to be a huge boost to our sponsor confidence right now at 100% and should stay at 100% for a good while. But with low registered riders in squad eval, it could fall off. We are countering it with the results bonus, but if we don't maintain a good level in the races to come, Satimana, Celia, these are minor. But if by the time we get through Asturias, if we fail all 4 of these, if we fail all 6 of these, by the time we reach Mercantor, we could have a problem on our hands. By that point, we could be below that 100%. I would imagine we'd still be in the blue, though. That's how good our first 3 races have been. I'll wrap this one up with good news. Kudos had to withdraw from the race. However, he's okay. He is not injured. It was minor. So he's okay going forward. We still have our key climber with us for the long term. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.